October this year, then they will lead Kenyans in occupying parliament. We're now joined by LSK President Nelson Harvey for more on the same. Harvey, many thanks for joining us here in News Desk. According to that statement released by LSK today, Parliament is unlawful and should not conduct business beyond the 12th of October. Tell us more on this.
Thank you and good afternoon, Michelle Ngele Odhiambo. Parliament has become unconstitutional and therefore unlawful for failure to enact the two-thirds gender rule as required by the Constitution. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya has already issued an advisory to the President of the Republic of Kenya to dissolve Parliament. There is a possibility, as it has been his behavior in the recent past, on the part of the President of the Republic of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta, not to comply with the Constitution and the directive of the Chief Justice. It is on that backdrop, therefore, that we have informed the people of Kenya that effective the 12th of October, when 20 days from the 21st of September elapse, Parliament will have no business whatsoever occupying Parliament buildings. It will therefore be incumbent upon Kenyans, led by the Law Society of Kenya, to occupy Parliament and to prevent those individuals who have ceased being parliamentarians from trespassing in our property.
How did you arrive on this date, the 12th of October? I mean, critics and even legal analysts say that same clause of the Constitution that Chief Justice David Maraga used says the President is bound to dismiss Parliament, but within a reasonable time. The timelines were not specific.
Yes, indeed, the Constitution does not specify a reasonable time because the Constitution is a superior law. It was not the expectation of the people or the framers of the Constitution that anybody will violate the Constitution. However, courts of law have interpreted what reasonable time is supposed to be where an act is supposed to be performed under the Constitution. Reasonable time connotes a period between 14 days on the minimum and 21 days on the maximum. If you count 21 days from the 21st of September 2020, the 21 days will take us to the 12th of October, which effectively will be the date when Parliament will have ceased being lawfully constituted if the President would not have dissolved it.
Are you not dictating calendar on the court, however, considering this is a case that is in court, the government has sued the decision by Chief Justice David Maraga?
Not at all, Michelle, for several reasons. It is the responsibility of the Law Society of Kenya to provide legal guidance on the people of Kenya and in particular the government. And we must do this because it's quite evident that the advisors of President Uhuru Kenyatta often interpret the law upside down. And we are not dictating timelines because timelines are implied by the Constitution as interpreted by the law.
All right. Let's talk about what, Speaker of the National Assembly, Justin Muturi had to say here. And he said that Parliament had been made a punching bag in this two-thirds gender rule because the onus of implementing the two-thirds gender rule as envisioned in the Constitution was the onus of the state as a body and not Parliament as an institution. It goes ahead to point out that, other institutions like Cabinet are not compliant with the two-thirds gender rule. Even judiciary itself has been singled out as not compliant to the two-thirds gender rule. And so if Parliament, is put as a punching bag, as he says, then how much more can other institutions come down for failure to implement this same rule?
Muturi is the typical schoolboy defense when listed in the list of noisemakers. It doesn't matter that somebody else was making noise. You're the one who is called upon to explain why you're making noise. But fundamentally, the state is constituted of three independent but interdependent arms: the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. The paramount role of legislation is given to the legislature. Is there a failure on the legislature? Yes. 2 bills have been brought before the floor of the National Assembly, and they failed to pass because the Speaker of the National Assembly did not ensure that the requisite majority was garnered to pass the bills. Has the judiciary performed its part? Yes. These matters have been in court time without number, resulting in the decision made by the Chief Justice on the 21st of September. Has the executive performed its role? I think it has.
All right,
several years ago, the President of the Republic of Kenya, as well as the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, implode upon parliamentarians to ensure that they pass this bill. The failure, therefore, is on parliamentarians.
I want to come back to you with this conversation, Harvey. Don't go too far. We'll be coming back there because we understand the LSK also wants the Interior Ministry to withdraw the security of members of Parliament and the senators following that advisory by Chief Justice David Maraga. Do stay tuned to News Desk. That conversation